The woodlands in winter offer us many reminders of who we truly are. Modern life has moved away from the natural patterns of nature, the rhythmic tuning, the ebb and flow of the light and the need for dark, the need for non-activity, the limbo state where rejuvenation and inner reflection and contemplation can take place. Nature shows us the universal process of deconstruction. In other words, entropy. All that grows and expands will turn into decay. Autumn and winter is this process in action. We cannot have constant growth. Wisdom understands when to let go of your desires for growth. The parts of our lives which are no longer beneficial to us and must disintegrate. The stark naked beauty of the trees is now revealed to us. Their nakedness reminding us of their purpose. They are the lungs of the planet, taking out carbon dioxide and bring us the gift of oxygen that we need to survive. The trees seem to stand on their heads. The underground roots are mirrored in the bare branches. They remind us that we too have to go within and let go of all vestiges and ideas which are not our own, to clear the undergrowth of vague promises and overly wishful half-truths. We too have an opportunity to become aware of our naked truth, our core essence, without pretense, judgment, or apprehension. There is nothing quite like the swaying of the trees amidst the winter gales. Their rhythmic dance, a joy of movement. winter approaches, the trees retreat from the cold and go within and spend the time gaining sustenance from their roots. They have begun the reversal process. Interestingly, their branches now resemble their roots. A clue for us, no doubt, to go within, return reflectively to our core values and truths, to reassess where we have come from and adjust if necessary where we now need to change, to focus, start the new process of learning again. The mists of winter reflect the ambiguous, the undefined, the vague, the intangible, the lack of clarity. We have no clearly defined information on which to make our decisions. We have to trust our inner feelings, our intuition. Nothing is spelt out for us. We have to trust our inner self, to choose to make decisions, to act on, not being able to see clearly defined outcomes. Trust in our internal wisdom is the key. The snows become a temporary record of activity. The footprints of fauna are recorded for a short time. Those animals we rarely see, we rarely catch a glimpse of. The cold long nights and the freezing temperatures take their toll. The winter snows also represent a period of stasis, when we are frozen in time and action, suspended animation, and the ability to deal with these periods, to stop the man-made clock, with a deeper understanding that stasis is a valuable part of life, not to be underestimated or just endured. There is much that is profound to come out of these periods. The commonplace is hidden. Shapes which have been missing the rest of the year are now before us. Ambiguity is present also. A merging of form and a lessening of colour means we see the well-known in a new way. How can we take this analogy forward into our daily lives? The snow gives us an opportunity to delete the details of our lives and to look at the underlying structure, to re-evaluate beyond the fussy business of our lives to the core foundations which lie beneath. The snow has fallen. Apparent stasis arrives in the woodlands. All is quiet. Even the few sounds there are muffled by a blanket of snow. This silence reminds us to enter our own silence, to let go of the mind chatter and the internal thoughts, which are usually on the alert for potentials, opportunities and dangers. A time to pause and enter the silence within. the snows start to melt and release the locked-in water back into the landscape. As the sun releases the frozen water from its crystalline form of ice, we too can release the locked-in emotions we have held onto throughout the year. For us to face the future years, we have to shed all that is not our true selves, all that has held us back from our true experiences of life. The melting snows show us how our patterns and perceptions of who we are and who we have been can be released, and we can bring more free-flowing energy into our lives. Working with our intuition and in-the-moment choices, away from the consistency and constraining rules and regulations we often take on. It is time to review and release our old frozen attitudes to ourselves and to life around us. The warmth of the sun brings encouragement and a hint of renewed vitality to move us away from our old locked-in ways of being, to become even more fluid and flexible and spontaneous in our actions and responses. Having cleared our path of all our mental and emotional obstacles, we can now see what the longer days have to offer us. We can now see the new possibilities and opportunities in our lives, allowing the future to present us a new way of living, a new way of being. But if mankind doesn't heed the wisdom nature is offering them, then their future is very much in doubt. Yes, he has been given the wisdom, but also the warning.